call that. This is what we call dub music. When the engineer become the artist. If you think the engineer can't be artist, you make a sad mistake. We have on the line one of the greatest artist engineer. Hail up scientists.
Hail up Muta, long time.
I tell you a long time we not talk to you. California, you there?
Yeah, man, California. The last time I see you came to California, you did a show on that.
And you was the engineer.
Yes.
All right, now. You know we call you because the sister named Andrea Davis is featuring dub music as a part of the Reggae Day celebration. Every 1st of July, for years now, she has this Reggae Day. So we really have fall in line with it and say we have to really rise up the vibes of dub music. And you is one of the man them who we know is one of the greatest engineer mixer them who become artists through dub music.
Yes.
So tell the people them like how long ago this was and who was your mentor? Who you really how you get into this thing for just do dub? I mean we know say you mix other tune, but for actually be an artist in your own right, like you are Roots Radics now make tune together, dub music. Tell me how it work out. How it go?
Well, it first started by me was going to Tubby's where you first met me as I was doing technician work, fixing TV, and I was telling actually made Tubby's a bet that I could go around here and mix, and he didn't want to go around me to go on there and mix till he eventually let me do it, and that was my first starting when you met me there at Tubby's where I mixed those dub albums.
Yeah, so the dub album that you have, it was like your album, not like you're an artist or something, but it was scientist album, scientist in dub. My album sell more than the tracks them that it came from. Like for example, the Barrington Levy, and the Michael Prophet. We are the same tracks, but when I get to find out, my albums turn on people like Barrington Levy and the rest of them. They start listening to dub first before they listen to reggae. Yeah. All right. So how it works? Tell me what is it that differentiate dub from a version differently? What is the difference between like a man that say this is a dub music? Like when me are playing now supposed to be you scientists with Roots Radics dub music. Tell me what differentiate it?
Well, the difference is version as you know it. They used to put version on the back of the singing side, and it was just exactly the way how the musicians played it.
Yeah.
And what dub is a recomposition or recomposing the existing song into a new sound recording, which the engineer, the person who created that new sound recording, becomes both the author and the owner.
Yeah, so you are the artist there now. You're the artist.
Yeah, well, yeah, in dub, the engineer is the artist.
Yes.
Producers can't make dub.
Yeah.
Musicians and them one can't make dub. And the only person that are the first people to start to make dub was like King Tubby, like myself. The engineer, yes, they become the artist. And make no mistake about this. And people need to know these things. King Tubby's and dub music first started using the recording console as an instrument to make music. Without dub, the other genres wouldn't exist because it was dub first, then hip hop, and all the other genres afterwards. And dub and reggae has a huge influence on all the different genres that they don't want to talk about. Dub and reggae is way harder than R&B or the whatever pop artists. It's way harder. When I hear what they're doing in R&B, that's just elementary to me. Because and the hip hop, all that stuff came out of dub and reggae.
Yeah, and I realized that even the quickening of the dub to what they call techno, you'd agree, say
techno is like the quickening up, like you are scratch or that door to the music.
Of course it is. All of that stuff came after dub.
Yeah.
Don't make anybody fool you. Look here. Reggae is the hardest music to engineer. Not rock and roll, not pop, none of the other genres. This is why Muta, when you find these guys working on these big rock and roll people and blah, 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 when they come to reggae, it's like they've gone back to kindergarten because it shows up all their weaknesses. If it was for reggae and dub, like I hear you talking about, you better have good speakers. If it was for reggae and dub, the people who manufacture amplifiers and speakers would not be able to develop and manufacture type of speaker system that they have. Why? Because the other genres doesn't supply or doesn't produce the frequency response that the engineers can actually develop the fault data to know how to make the product better.
Yeah, you know, I always, when I go to a festival, I watch white people dance, and I must say, why white people dance out of tune? And I realize, we are dance at the bottom, and them are dance from the guitar from the top. So when them are dance,
Yes, I observed that myself. When I ask them what you listen to when you're dancing, exactly right, they're listening to the melody of the guitar.
The guitar,
Yeah, and the strings and all of that. And they have a completely different rhythm. Yeah. Now, what caused that? What caused that is because most of them grew up listening to rock and roll, and that's the featured instrument. So they naturally gravitate to start listening that first.
And we are listening to the bass, the heartbeat, like the drum. So we are move slower and timely, while them are move faster and quick.
Well, make no mistake. If it was for reggae, the world would know about bass into music.
Yes.
Because when you listen to the other genres, the bass still light. The only one that kind of come close now is hip hop. And where hip hop came from, a direct cousin of reggae.
From Jamaica, yes.
Yes, and it's so you say, people, hey, look here, Muta. This program here is very important because a lot of people, they have an interest to keep things twisted. And by the time you know it, you're going to hear that dub was invented in Washington, D.C. because they're going to want to rewrite the books. They don't want to give us any credit. Like I'm hearing, Muta, that you see the hard body guitar that you have. Right, that is all this rock. I hear that a Jamaican guy invented it, but it's like they don't want to give us any credit for anything we do. The same kind of back from master mentality, and then even have some of the people them fool that when them see the individual come to Jamaica and come. I live in America here amongst them, and some of them they don't even have money to pay their next rent, and then come to Jamaica and they present themselves like them is big this, and then the guys them don't really understand what them have, and as them see a certain type of people who look different from them, then them willing to bow down and give them everything.
You know them call we licky. Them call we licky.
Yes,
no, that's serious thing, and it's not no jive thing, you know. Some people come from France the other day and want to do certain things, and them say, you can't get the artist them at Jamaica anything because them licky.
It's true. And they come there with that mentality. Yeah. People like me and you, Muta, they don't want to deal with us because you see, we can smell them from afar. And we don't see them as anything. We know that they're coming to try to pimp us. And by the time you know it, if it wasn't for shows like what you do, you're going to hear that dub was invented in Washington, D.C. by Dr. Dred, Gary Hamilton, or somebody else other than the people who invented it. This is what history shows us all the while. Everybody else always end up having our things but us.
Yeah. And you know, in a Europe, can know you travel to with your vibes. You have a whole heap of dub festivals in Europe that feature the music like what we just played a while ago. Like when we put on like, you know the weirdest thing? You put on a Lee Scratch dub and the white people them didn't know says Lee Scratch. You put on a scientist dub and them know says science. They put on a Mad Professor dub and them know says Mad Professor. In a Jamaica, nobody know who the hell is scientist, who the hell is Mad Professor, who the hell is Lee Scratch, unless Lee Scratch go out with certain antics and everybody say, Lee Scratch that. But the youth,
well, again, here is what, man. I hear Lydie Coxon say, and he's 100% right. They mash up the music business in Jamaica. Dub come from everywhere else but Jamaica. Yes. And they don't understand the importance. Because guess what? The dub, anytime you listen to it, like the one you just done play, I mix a song you just done play. Yeah. And the thing with dub, every time you listen to it, you never hear it the exact same way twice. Yeah. So because of that, it lives longer than the regular straight cut. Because you see, it have the thing to keep your brain mystified. Yeah. It have the things to make it to break up the monotony of what for. And it's not something you can sit down and write out. Like I see people try to write out. You can't write out because the things come spontaneous. And each time you listen for the next 50 years, it's going to sound a little bit different each time you listen to it. It never going to sound the same way twice. And that's the beauty of dub. But before it comes to dub, as you as a person know Muta, there are certain things that you have to prepare, like the recording of the instruments the proper way, so that the dub can have the real effect. Because, Muta, here's what, they take reggae as some little things, some little guys from Jamaica, ching, ching, quack, 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 and it's, wow, that's reggae. That's not true. If you know how to play reggae, whatever in genre you go back to, you're going to be better at it. If you know to engineer reggae, when you go back to engineer rock and roll, you're going to be a better engineer rock and roll. And the sound that we developed in Jamaica, make no mistake, you were there with us at night time with high time players and China Smith and things, and you witness the whole thing go on. You witness it. All no motor, all no. It's like it lost. It come out of Jamaica and it's like it's lost. All of that is like lost.
Yeah, man. The youth, them running so now use. Listen to this, if you remember this.
That's with Barry, bro.
Yeah, the thing about fascinated about dub is how a Jamaican who don't have no scholarly training can go around a mixing board and make them sound that come out of the mixing board where a normal person, even the man who maybe didn't make the engineering board, would have never known, say, them thing they could have gone with the board karate.
It's your motor, don't let nobody fool you. It's we teaching them, not the next year round. Yeah. Not the next year round. These people get this thing straight. We are the ones that making their genre better, not the next year round. Like they want to fool people.
Yeah.
Tobias, first known engineer to come on a record. Anybody can commit me, that can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the first one that featured as an artist as on an album. Yeah. I don't know any before that, and he was a major part of my inspiration that even brought me to want to learn. Because guess what? When I was learning how to build amplifiers, all the guys that was older than me, hey, you should use this Tubbs record, Rotadub to test your amplifiers there.
Yes.
Why? You should use the test because I have good bass, and if the amplifier not working well, I can't produce a bass, right away. So I put on King Tubbs Rotadub on my perfect amplifier that I was playing the Beatles through and everything worked normal, and then I start to play Tubbs amplifier, Tubbs Rotadub, then it starts to show the faults within the amplifier. Yeah. And this is what caused these people to develop better speakers and develop better amplifiers. Yeah. Don't let them fool you. It's not the other way around, because if them speaker manufacturers was depending on rock and roll, because rock and roll has no bass. It's not like it can't have it. Yeah. They don't know how to engineer it to get the drums. And that's some badass drummers and musicians. But when I hear what? They have $1 million studios, and this is what they think. This is the best they think rock and roll can sound like. Please. Yeah. You see, they learn from us when we come to engineer, and then when they do a live show, they say, oh, okay, that's how they get that. And they still don't have the full length. So don't let anybody fool you. Yeah, it's we teaching them, not the next way around.
Yeah, all right. So where scientists are going with now? Because a long time you come to Jamaica, you come to Jamaica sneakingly. You come to Jamaica?
What am I doing now? Here's what I'm doing now, Muta. As we speaking, I'm developing my own gear. I developed my own set of speakers, a speaker monitor system for studio. And there's nothing on the market that even come close to it. The top one on the market sells for $30,000. So they're up to $60,000, and they can only handle 1,000 watt max. My speakers, one of them is 20,000 watts, and they're having 4 drivers of them. So one of my box, them having 40,000 watts for a driver, and each speaker is a dual speaker. And I'm developing my own controller, my own effect unit.
I reckon one buy a couple of them speakers there, man. I reckon one buy a couple of them speakers there.
Huh?
No, but I say, I reckon one buy 2 of them speakers there, man.
Well, hey, I'm telling you, it makes a difference, and there's nothing. In Hollywood here, where there's nothing come close. The major one on the market with 50, 60,000, the Tanai them. They when the Tanai said no more, my speaker said, what? That's it. You can't throw more punch on that. And for you to blow one of them speaker there, you'd have to deaf everybody in the block and shake all the whole thing. It's not going to blow. 50,000 watt with a speaker, and then the amplifiers them that are developed is 20,000 watt per side, and it's 4 channels.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You copyright them. I hope you copyright it, you know.
Well, yes, I'm in the process of that. I don't come to Jamaica since 1985, because you know what? I hear Junior Reed say something, and it's true. Then figure out how powerful the reggae music is. So what them do, the reggae, when Bob was around, was bringing the people them together. I was showing up the dirty politicians and what them doing. Then figure that was too powerful. So let's put the dancehall junk on them that demoralize the people. Some of the things that I hear coming out of some of them artists, not man of God. No wonder Jamaica have so much problem. Right. No wonder Jamaica, because somebody think them, but somebody them talking about. Thank God the record them only last 6 months, because them corrupting people's mind. Them corrupting the youth, their mind. It's not like in time me and you was there, Muta, were making this conscious music where elevate people and teach people how to deal with this colonial Babylonian system. It's not like that now. They destroy all of that. And if you're talking about bring skin out this, skin out that, this is what they want to feed the people in, because they have an interest. They're going to divide them. They're going to ruin the country. And then you see Jamaica end up with a problem like what it end up with. Because I hear about them kidnapping women and stealing them, organs out of them. And when I hear some of the garbage we're coming out of them, somebody in artist mouth, thank God the record them only last for 2 weeks. And no more.
Yeah. All right. You know, one thing, all right. It's weird because I remember the time when you did engineer the tour with me, and one thing is like when you rehearse the poem them with the musician them, and I have to tell the people them this, because you know say it's scientists I do the engineering, you know. You have to let go scientists, you know, so I have to just catch back now and say, ladies and gentlemen, scientists, and it's another extended version of the same poem. I go on there for quite a little while. I don't know if I call, but it's like it was a pleasure for you to just do an extended version of the poem them on stage. Because you get a different vibration when you hear the effects and the sound them will come out of the engineer, you know. It's like, you're like, wow, you know, can somebody actually make the thing sound that way there? You know, it's not like you bring something separate from where they're there. It's like this thing there, and this is the sound where you're going to get out of it. And I have to really big up the eye for that still. I have to big you up, trust me. As a man who experienced live mixing, I have to big you up.
Well, give thanks to that. And you know something, I can't say this, and somebody has pointed this out to me. Being black in America, come from Jamaica, I know what I know is not easy, because you have some people that look different from me. They believe it's just one set of people. And again, please, everybody, please to pay attention to this word, some. And I'm going to talk plain and straight. Some white folks still believe that we supposed to be picking corn. And when they see a black man like me come from Jamaica, they stand up over me, they watch, and they still don't understand it. They turn blue in the face. Some of them is so very appreciative and show you the most respect. I live in America here, and I know. I teach at the schools that at the engineering school, and what we see happen is only one set of people they hire for engineering job. The only time I see an engineer will look like me is when they come from Jamaica. Right, then right here in Los Angeles, I teach at one of the schools them sometimes, and everybody else get engineering jobs but the African Americans. This is a fact. I know some white people going to want to take it offensive, but hey, who the cap fit, let them wear it. I ain't going to pay back no talk. Right? If something exists, it exists. I have to go through it. Even though I'm the one here in America can teach all of them, because I hear what they do with these major artist records, which I demonstrated it before. I did a rough mix of Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, and it showed the difference of the exact same stuff they have. But you find when you're black and you're engineering, you're doing certain jobs in Jamaica, you in America, you're not supposed to have it. You're supposed to be in the kitchen scrubbing dishes. And again, everybody please pay attention to this word, some. So it's up to the white folks then, who is not racist, to point out the other ones and that's racist. It happens. It happens. I have a friend, he go to school, study engineering, right, as an accountant, and he couldn't get a job in Hollywood as an engineer. He has to go back to his old job. Because why? It's a white person job only. So when they see somebody like me doing it, again, some of them doesn't know to appreciate it. They try to find fault. They try to criticize you. And the fact is, it's not rock and roll that teaches reggae. It's reggae that teaches rock and roll about soul and fidelity and separate and all of that. Not the next way around, like they try to brainwash people. And again, I see some of these people come to Jamaica, and some of them down here so foolish, they're believing in these guys coming down here. No, guys, please, no. They're coming down here to learn from you, to come back and capitalize on it.
Of course, definitely.
And then rewrite history, and you're going to hear some dude from Washington, D.C. named Jim Fox invented dub.
Yeah. So tell me something, which part most of you tune them then now? Because, I mean, I know say I have some where they on Greensleeve label or so. Yeah, and but I don't see them circulate anymore. But I know say Greensleeve is on the rise again. Them just have another launch of Greensleeve again. You know, you tune them to Greensleeve again anymore.
Well, here's what. I carried Greensleeve to court and I sued them.
Oh, yeah?
Right? I sued them in America and I sued them in France.
And what happened?
They brought the Princess Hooney Hooney. Princess Slimeball Jollies. Yes, not taking back no talk. They brought him into America, and if you ever hear the lies of a jab, where this man jab come out and jam his mouth. He was on the board at 3 directors at Tubby's. He was my boss, blah, 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 blah. Pure lies. Carry them to court, get a judgment against them, and I'm putting them back out myself.
Hold on. You say that you win the case against Greensleeve. Where you really at say?
In France. France tell them they can't put out my stuff again.
Injunction against them in France.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a faulty ruling in America, but they can't enforce.
Okay.
I know that their disciples probably are listening, but they cannot enforce a faulty ruling. And I'm laughing at it and I'm daring them in the face, because the law is whoever creates is the owner. Here's what Muta. The musician them in Jamaica, as you witnessed there, China and them believe that when them play a session and they get $100, that's it. And the producer don't own nothing. Right? In order for the producer to own, it has to be in writing from the high time players Muka that, okay, we're stupid and we give this producer permission to own it. I take the songs them and I put back out each and every one of them. I'm encouraging every artist to do the same thing. Because the law is whoever created the first rights holder.
All right, let me ask you a question. When you take a rhythm, like a version of a rhythm where the artist is upon, and you take it now and do a dub to it, who own that song?
That's a new song recording on the law. And then
hold on. Listen to me ask you, if you take a like...
Yes, I heard perfectly. It's a new sound recording. And whoever created that new sound recording is the owner.
Even though you use the rhythm that was made already.
Yeah, that new sound recording.
Yeah.
Like for example, you're a DJ on a station and you get a whole bunch of other songs where you mix it and put it in a unique form.
Yeah.
You own that sound recording.
Even though the song was made already before.
It doesn't matter. You can go and research this. The new sound recording, whoever created the new sound recording is the owner.
Okay.
That's the law.
So
and just one look on Jamaica copyright law. Yes. That's the law.
Yes.
That's the law under international law. It's a law under Berne Convention. It's a law under Jamaica
I take
recording.
I don't know about it, so I have to take what you say. So let me ask you now, how much album Green Sleeve did I distribute with for you?
They had 5, and what they've been doing now, everything that I did, all of a sudden, King Tub is mix all these albums.
Okay.
Like one of them, Dangerous Though, King Tubby's never mixed one track on that record.
All right, so let me ask you a question. If I take a Scientist dub tune now and mix it as a techno music, Scientist can't claim nothing for it again.
I mix it what?
All right.
You take something and you mix
I
it.
take a Scientist. All right, Scientist mix a tune in a dub, and I take the same tune now and carry it to the studio again and mix it as a techno music. Who are going to claim for that?
Well, again, the person who created that new work is the owner of that work.
Okay, so
and anybody who wants to use that new work has to get permission from the person.
So Scientist can't come to me now for come say a theme rhythm me change up. Him can't do that then.
Who that?
No, Scientist. All right. Listen to what I say.
The original. Well, it depends. Yeah. It depends how drastic the change is.
No, drastic like how you change it drastically.
The law is on the sound recording. The law recognized sound recording. Whoever created the new sound recording is the owner of that new sound recording. Period.
All right, I hear what you're saying now. So you are telling me, now, if I take Scientist rhythm, dub tune, and
you compile it into something different,
like a techno rhythm.
Yes,
I can know it's my word.
There's certain rights still attached, you know. There's certain rights still attached.
That may I try to find out, yeah.
Yeah, but that new song, right, for example, Radix them to play the song, right? And then you come now, you get it and tune it up. Well, then part of the original composition still belongs to the Radix, not the producer.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how much money the producer spent.
Yeah. Well, Reggie,
No, it has to be joint consent to release that new sound recording.
Okay.
Root Radix can't go behind your back and say, I play the tracks, take that new sound recording, and then you can't do it. So it's a joint, like how I have.
I understand.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay.
You see, they twist things around. Here's where the mistake is. Right? Coxsone and Duke Reid then create a horrible thing for Jamaica music. Why? Because if you notice when you look on Studio One, I know you can't tell who play drum, who play bass. The only person named is Coxsone Dad. Yeah. And the singer name.
Yeah. The musician get X out. The musician get X out.
The musician get X out. Why? Because all that publishing money is going to Coxsone and Duke Reid and them.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so all of the musician tension them going. So people like me, they don't like people like me, Muta. They thought worship, you blow speakers, blah, blah, blah. Because I say, I'm not stupid. The amount of weed I smoke and the amount of electronics I smoke, stupid people brains can't handle it. Right, so that is the law. That is the law. Is not the person who spends the money, is the owner. The law says, and it is international law.
Right.
Under the Berne Convention of Jamaica law, and all the laws there, right? That the person who created the first owner is the person with the money wishes to acquire right must do so in writing. It doesn't matter how much money the person spends in the studio. As you know, most of these producers are most at the back standing up, smoking weed, doing whatever. And people like me and you doing the work and organizing the thing. Of course, the producer might have rights but the musical composition, not because he paid for it. It's not like he go to the supermarket and buy himself a pork sandwich. It doesn't work like that with music.
But more that separate the executive producer from the producer still. Because the executive producer to me is the one who gives the money.
The guy with the money. That doesn't mean that he might own the master.
Yeah, but so all the producer now, so all the
composition doesn't belong to him.
So all the producer fit into that, because you have the executive producer who give the money to the musician them, and you have the producer now who structure and organize the musician and the artist them to come play.
Yeah, but he still doesn't own the composition.
Yeah. Me just ask.
Yeah. The way it works, right? The producer, look here. If you only own 3%, producer royalty share is only 3%. How you won't own something entirely if you only have 3%?
Yeah.
By law, the producer need written permission from the people who created the work to exploit it. Not the next way around, like what Coxsone in Teach Jamaica, that was the producer's king and you have to do. No. It's actually the other way around. Yeah. The producer needs to get written permission.
Yeah. Well, sir,
it doesn't matter how much money he spend.
Yeah. Well, we give thanks for the enlightenment just so now, we leave you. I know whole heap of people are listening to you, and I know say they're going to create a vibes tomorrow when people remember what you say and all the things that we say about dub. We want to give thanks to the brethren. Me long to see you still, me long to see you, but that's all.
I want from Jamaica, one of them weird, but not to tell the truth, the way I see some of them are behaved down there, man. It's just through the mercy of God.
Yeah.
I don't say, I probably 1 or 2 people like you still live down there. But trust me, a judgment don't reach them. Just like Port Royal.
Yeah, all right. No matter bring it down when me there. Where they bring it down when me go in Africa somewhere up tour. No, please. Nobody bring it down for me about Port Royal. You will give thanks. You live right at the heart of earthquake. You tell me about Port Royal. And you live at the heart of earthquake.
Hey, look here. I have nothing to fear. My heart.
No, I have nothing to fear. No, I have nothing to do with earthquake. Trust me, your heart could actually come over when the earthquake come. That's all. Anyway.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look here.
Yeah.
If it's your time, what control you have. Like, somebody as well, you don't give you fear or worry about it.
Yeah, but I you doesn't talk about earthquake or lick dog and dog and so like Port Royal.
Look here. The people off track.
Yeah.
We was creating the music down there to keep the people in mind on track.
And them gone off track.
No, them promoting this devil business that just make the people in mind gone wild. And them off track, them ungodly.
Yeah. All right, sir. Give thanks. Here, brethren. Give thanks.
Give thanks. Bless up.
Yeah, that was scientists. May I tell you. Very